all new pro wrestling show, Man on Man, the Raw Ring Report, where Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins put out their relationship from the fallout from Stomping Grounds as challengers await like Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin have a proposal that the two world champions cannot refuse. And on the SmackDown Ring Report, as Kofi Kingston continues his momentum, his reign, Dolph Ziggler keeps lingering on trying to get a match out of him. And he does, but there is a few stipulations for that to happen. We'll have that on the SmackDown Report. And Hot Topics, where we have a lengthy of Hot Topics as CM Punk files a countersuit against Colt Cabana, a WWE champion, re-signs with the company, joining the list again, and more Hot Topics as all new pro wrestling shows start right now. Welcome again to the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix, here on this Saturday. Glad you're here, watching us here. Thank you all once again for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And if you are watching the show for the very first time, hit that subscribe button because we want to make good content for you. We want to be greatly involved, and we greatly appreciate that. And we appreciate you subscribing. We want to thank you all once again for subscribing. So if you know somebody, hit that like button, subscribe. If you know a friend, have a friend, call a friend, send a friend. You know, we want to make great wrestling content for you, and that's our purpose for you. You know, thank you all for watching last week's episode. You know, well exceeded my expectations. And I thank you all again. And I thank you. You are greatly appreciated. You don't know how far it is. So hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. We here at the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's get started with the Raw Ring Report. On the Raw Ring Report this week, the Beast Slayer, the Man, the Lone Wolf, and the Sassy Southern Belle clash. All right, the fallout from WWE Stomping Grounds, where it was a whole bunch of stuff going on where where Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans kicked off the show, where Becky retained her Raw Women's Championship, and we thought that was it for Lacey Evans for the minute. But no. Lacey Evans had something up her sleeve where Baron Corbin appointed her the special guest referee in his match against Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. We all know how that ended, with Seth retaining the championship due to the help of his girlfriend Becky Lynch to fend off Lacey Evans, who was doing a lot of screwing to screw Seth Rollins out of the Universal Championship. But unfortunately, Lacey and Baron couldn't get the job done. So the next night on Raw, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins kick off the show as the two world champions, and they are in a relationship, and you know, like, it is. But Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans came out there and wanted their rematches. So Becky and Seth granted them a rematch, but this time it's going to be what I expected it was going to be, a mixed tag team match. So this time it's going to be, as Screen Rules, the Raw Women's Championship and the Universal Championship on the line in the same match, in a mixed tag team match, where Seth and Becky defend their titles against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. Wow, there's so much stakes in that match that, you know, hey, you have to go with Becky and Rollins because they're the two champions. This is going to get the momentum heading to Extreme Rules in a mixed tag team match with the championships are on the line. All right, in tag team action, the two brand world tag team champions, the SmackDown Raw tag team champions, teamed up against the New Day and the Usos. Hard match back and forth from Daniel Bryan, who was being the ring general in that match. But at the end, the two world champions could not coexist. And the Usos was the last team to survive. defeating the Revival, and you know they're going to be in contention for a tag team title shot down the road. So it's going to be interesting to see that, since they build that storyline so up with the Revival now are the champions, and now the Usos are chasing the Revival to become Raw Tag Team Champions. I predicted it's going to be at SummerSlam when all this ends up boiling up, when the Usos finally get those titles away from the Revival. R-Truth was a guest on Miz TV, and he talked about the 24/7 championship defense, you know, being defended at a golf course, being defended at a plane, an elevator, being stuck in the elevator with all the wrestlers without no referee. And recently, Drake Maverick's wedding, which that was the most funniest bit. I had to keep watching, and I recommend all you go back and just watch that piece. I think R-Truth is kind of like WWE Savior in a way, because he's making good comedy bits for the company, and the company is gaining traction because of R-Truth's antics as 24/7 champion. Well, R-Truth quickly does work to Drake Maverick. He grants him a rematch, and meanwhile, multiple superstars win the championship. I don't know. You see, Heath Slater, EC3, Cedric Alexander. They win the championships, and then at the end, EC3 is about to leave, and R-Truth rolls him up and pins him and retains the 24/7 championship and get out of Dodge. And meanwhile, at this time, Drake Maverick lost his chance and takes his ball and go home. So Drake Maverick kind of like, he had a happy moment. He won the 24/7 championship. He lost it. He had a rematch, and he never couldn't regain it. So it is what it is. But Drake Maverick they kind of making, everyone's making the effort and stuff. I see stuff. All right. The Undertaker makes a rare appearance and helps Roman Reigns fed off Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. This all happened when it was supposed to be a 2-on-1 handicap match where Shane and Drew take on the Undertaker, and lo and behold, Roman Reigns about to get speared, and Roman got speared by Shane, and Roman got held up by Drew to Shane to do the coast to coast. All of a sudden, the lights went out, and none above, the Undertaker returned and grabbed Shane McMahon and chokeslammed him. Now, many of you may remember Shane McMahon and Undertaker had their feud at WrestleMania in Dallas. You know, Shane was trying to get control of Raw and the company. He couldn't do so. And now Shane McMahon, the bad guy, Undertaker's a good guy, and Undertaker, not too much brief history with Roman Reigns as well at WrestleMania Orlando. Now, coming full circle, Undertaker wants to help out Roman Reigns combat Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Now, there's been rumors reporting later that the Undertaker may wrestle at WrestleMania 36 against Drew McIntyre. That's going to be interesting to see. Tell you. All right. Bobby Lashley is once again a sore loser. Well, at the hands of Braun Strowman, after they had their series of sprint matches, but this time it wasn't no arm wrestling match. It was a tug of war. Braun won the match, and Bobby got pissed and angry, attacked Braun with the ropes, and just utilized the ropes as a weapon. And Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, they're not finished with each other, not yet by a long shot. I think the next test of strength will be, can they move a car or something like that? That's going to be the next test of strength down the road. So, you got from an arm wrestling match to a tug of war. So, hey, Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman, you know, putting in the work for them and stuff. Also, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles returns to Monday Night Raw. He gives a pep talk to the Good Boys, Anderson and Gallows, and shows a little bit sign of a heel turn, trying to motivate them and stuff. But at the end, the Good Brothers lost to the Viking Experience. So the Good Brothers trying to regain and trying to get themselves back in footing with AJ Styles, because AJ Styles didn't like what he see when he did that this past week on Raw. We'll get more to AJ a little bit later on the show. Sami Zayn went against the WWE Champion Kofi Kingston in a non-title match. Kofi Kingston and Sami Zayn fighting each other, the word of words, and with Kevin Owens at ringside. Well, Kofi drops KO out of the picture, and Ziggler and Zayn and stuff like that. I meant to say that. But gets attacked by Samoa Joe out of nowhere. I think Samoa Joe still showing signs of frustration after losing the United States Championship from Ricochet, who did a phenomenal job against Samoa Joe and you would have thought it was an upset. Ricochet pulled up the upset of the lifetime and won the United States Championship. So big ups to Ricochet, more ahead of his future. Well, Ricochet doing the thing, after all that controversy that had happened, and Ricochet comes out from that controversy, weather the storm, and become the new United States Championship. We'll see what the ball's going to roll with that. Also, Alexa Bliss went against Naomi after they had their little conversation at back top. Now, this is signs when Naomi and Alexa Bliss were feuding for the SmackDown Women's title, but now they're on Raw, so they're feuding, attitude problems. Naomi tried to win the match, but Nikki Cross got involved, and then it turned to a tag team match with Natalya teaming up with Naomi against Alexa and Nikki, and it match fuel from there, invested. You kind of wondering like what they doing with Alexa Bliss on Raw, and she feuding with Bayley on SmackDown, but I thought it was done and over with. But we'll get to later on SmackDown report. But Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross wins the match. So is they in line for a tag team title shot? We'll see. Also, AJ Styles defeats the new United States champion Ricochet. And it was a good back and forth match. You see right here on the clips and the highlights. Back and forth. Good athleticism. Both men know their ground game and stuff. But AJ Styles defeats Ricochet, and that makes him in contention for the United States Championship against the newly crowned champion. But I wanted, to be honest with you, I really wanted AJ to lose the match and have Ricochet to gain momentum, so Ricochet could keep his momentum going after winning the U.S. title just 24 hours ago from Joe, and keep that going with AJ. And then AJ, you can tell he was trying to turn heel, and then AJ was telling the Good Brothers, hey, don't get involved in my match. I do on my own. And lo and behold, Ricochet pins him. And then, I don't think what WWE creative doing with that risk of psychology, because if you're going to go with AJ turn heel, go all the way, have AJ lose to Ricochet, Ricochet keep the momentum, then AJ turn heel. You just don't have AJ wins, and then a week later you pull the trigger and say, oh, AJ heel now. You could have done it last week when it was really more convenient. But we'll see. But I believe AJ is going to turn heel sooner rather than later. So, get ready for that. Get ready for that. All right. That is the Raw Ring Report. Let's move on to the SmackDown Ring Report. On the SmackDown Ring Report this week, SmackDown opened the show with Shane McMahon looking at highlight of The Undertaker chokeslamming him. Now, this one thing to me is just come on, just kill off the brand extension. If everybody's gonna cross-pollinate like that, just do that. Just don't try to have one person commit over here on this show and then another person commit on that show. It kind of makes it, not committable and stuff. It kind of kills the momentum of the brand extension. It's like, well, you got certain superstars over here just because of the wild card rule. It ain't a wild card rule. It's just y'all trying to cross-pollinate people from both sides. But Shane McMahon felt pissed. He felt pissed that what the events had happened this prior on Monday Night Raw with Undertaker, and he wanted to take his frustration out on people on SmackDown, and he sent that message, that cold, stern message. But he had sent it to everybody. So, we'll get you what Shane did, devious and disastrous and stuff. The New Day comes to the ring, and Kofi Kingston sent a message to Samoa Joe that they're going to have their match at Extreme Rules for the WWE Championship. And this is going to be a match that's going to really prove Kofi Kingston's test as WWE Champion, a proven contest. can he withstand Samoa Joe? It's like similar to last year's summer event when Joe went against AJ Styles at SummerSlam for the championship. But this time Samoa Joe has another opportunity after losing the U.S. title to Ricochet and moving away from there to focus on Kofi for the World Championship. But he gets erupted by Dolph Ziggler, who still has a gripe to say. Dolph Ziggler still wants a shot at Kofi Kingston in the WWE Championship. So Kofi offers him a shot, but this time it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. And if Dolph Ziggler can beat Kofi, he'll be added into the match. And it'll be a triple threat match between him, Kofi, Dolph, and Samoa Joe. So, meanwhile, there, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Planet's Tag Team Champions, Daniel Bryan and Roland, who came from Raw, participating in an 8-man tag team match. And now they're back. They went against New Day. The match ended in no contest with interference from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And then Heavy Machinery came out and made the save. And it was another 8-man tag team match, but it was just on for the SmackDown members. That was kind of like weird. When Raw needs help, they send some SmackDown people. But when SmackDown can do it on his own with 8-man tag team match, big up to SmackDown. But Heavy Machinery picks up the win, and they pin Sami Zayn. So now Heavy Machinery turned their attentions to once again get a shot of the SmackDown Tag Team titles against Roller and Bryan. That's going to be down the road and down the future. So I can feel it. All right, we talked about Shane McMahon still angry and frustrated. Well, Miz won a piece of Shane. Miz made a vow that he's going to make sure that he's the one that ends Shane McMahon. Well, the Miz wrestled Elias after Elias told Miz, hey, you don't need to worry about Shane. Shane got his own things going on. You need to worry about me tonight. So they wrestled in the first 2 out of 3 falls match. I don't know what SmackDown was trying to get to this gimmick 2 out of 3 falls match. I guess the new edict that they don't want to do commercials and stuff, but they still did commercials with the matches. So it's like, well, I don't know. It's just typical WWE marketing. They say they won't do it, and they do it anyway. All right. Miz wrestled Elias 2 out of 3 falls. Elias won the match. So Elias beat Miz, and we thought Elias was there won't be no match between Miz and Shane. Shane McMahon did a quick beatdown with Elias on the Miz, and then Miz got sent coast to coast on his ribs, and man, Miz having a tough time on SmackDown, but later on Hot Topics we'll talk about Miz in more airtime, and we'll talk about that how and stuff. Also, the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley loses to Nikki Cross. But Nikki Cross done something for favor to gain her position as Alexa Bliss's best friend to make up for Alexa. She helps her friend Alexa Bliss, earns a rematch for the SmackDown Women's Championship as Extreme Rules. But it was back and forth here with Bayley and Alexa. Bayley, Nikki at the, Alexa and Bayley at Stomping Grounds. Alexa Bliss was unsuccessfully couldn't win the championship, so now she gets another shot due to her friend Nikki Cross helping her in her match against Bayley. Speaking of, we had more women's action as Ember Moon returns to SmackDown after weeks of being run down by Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, and she loses to Sonya Deville at the distraction on the little, you see right here on the little post and stuff. So now, but is WWE teasing an HLA scene? Now, many of you may remember, I remember when back in the day, WWE used to do HLA, hot lesbian action. Now, if they're teasing it with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, only we will know and find out. So I will be curious to know where they want to go with this storyline, because they was teasing they was going to break up, and now they're teasing they might just stay together and just do something real, sexual innuendo or something like that. So, right, if it works, if it flows, it works. All right. And finally, the main event was Kofi Kingston, the WWE champion, went against Dolph Ziggler at a 2 out of 3 falls match. Back and forth match went good, It was a good, decent match. It lasted for 20 minutes. And at the end, Kofi Kingston won the match and stopped Dolph Ziggler from not competing against him and not adding him into the championship match against Samoa Joe. So Kofi will turn his attention to Samoa Joe and the Screen Rules. But you know, there's challenges away, like Kevin Owens. Dolph Ziggler might pop up again. That I don't want that world title that Kofi possesses. So, these up to Kofi Kingston closing the show. All right. That's been the SmackDown Ring Report. When we return, we're going to talk about a huge Twitter feud where Universal Champion Seth Rollins went against IWG in New Japan Pro Wrestling Champion, Junior and Superweight Champion. Will Ospreay on Twitter about WWE, and WWE Champion re-signs with WWE. Gentlemen, more stuff too that be added. Stay tuned after this.
Man, oh man, breaking news to report. Man, I tell you, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are now the new executive directors of Raw and SmackDown Live. Man, it was a surprise. Did not see this coming, as Bischoff and Heyman are back in creative, now work for the WWE. Man, and it says right here, newly created positions reported directly to WWE Chairman Vince McMahon. So Bischoff and Heyman gonna have some huge responsibilities coming soon. Ooh, they mean like they will oversee the creative development of WWE flagship programming and ensure the integral across all platforms and line of business. So Bischoff, coming from his experience from TNT, TBS with WCW, securing the deal with Monday Nitro being on TNT and Thunder being on TBS, and Bischoff having established relationships with Spike, WGN, and many others, had to be affected this, because Bischoff knows what he's doing. He knows television. He was a marketing genius, and now Bischoff will bring that same vast experience to SmackDown Live. When I first read, I'm like, is this something new that's going to be on TV? But it's not. Bischoff is going to be an executive in the creative department, supporting Vince McMahon on SmackDown. So this is probably due to the fact that Bischoff will establish a new relationship with Fox, since Fox is moving to SmackDown's moving to Fox, and establishing that relationship. Now, in the same token, Paul Heyman will be under control of Raw going forward. So Paul Heyman has his experience as well with ECW being on national television on TNT, and now Heyman being an innovative and creative genius. Both of them are innovative. And what they did in the Monday Night War during the 1990s, ECW was the forgotten war between WCW and WWE, with Bischoff held WCW and Mr. McMahon with WWE, and now they're all about to work under the same umbrella to help Mr. McMahon with the ratings that WWE has been suffering for lately. And I think this is a great look, to be honest with you, because these two guys know the wrestling business inside out, and their vast experiences will help WWE Raw and SmackDown flourish. And let's see what they'll do, and let's see if Mr. McMahon will, give some control to them. And I think this is what it's going to be. Mr. McMahon is going to give them control to run the show as they please. And let's just hope that Mr. McMahon can put his ego aside and let Bischoff and Heyman do their thing and make WWE great again. I hope so. But we'll have more of this story next week. We explain what the landscape of WWE is going to be under Heyman and Bischoff running the two flagship shows, Raw and SmackDown. We'll have more Pro Wrestling Show after this.
welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, always, Tiffany D. Glad you're here. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, subscribe. You know, we want to create good content for you, and that's what we do here at the Pro Wrestling Show. You'll be greatly appreciated. Subscribe. Call a friend, tell a friend, hit up a friend. That's what we do here at the Pro Wrestling Show. Know somebody, love this show. Tell somebody who's an avid wrestling fan. We love it. We're committed to you. We're committed to you, the audience. So thank you again. Greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to Hot Topics. On Hot Topics this week, WWE Universal Champion Seth Rollins entered a Twitter feud with New Japan Junior Champion Will Ospreay over WWE. Well, Seth, you see right here, Seth sent these tweets that WWE is the best wrestling on the planet, and Will Ospreay took issue to that. And you see right here, all these tweets right here. Well, Will Ospreay might have his own opinion, but Seth Rollins may have his own opinion too. It's like you can agree to disagree. Well, you know, to me, WWE is number one, but, you know, the ratings are not doing so well. It's dwindling, but I get Will Ospreay saying New Japan offers its stars new hope and new fresh breath of air. And, you know, to each his own and stuff. And, you know, hey, that's what it boils down to. It boils down to your happiness and your security. You know, if you're secure with everything you're going. So Will Ospreay at the top of his level in New Japan as his version of the Cruiserweight Champion. Seth Rollins at the top of his level as his version of the World Heavyweight Champion. So, you know, to each his own on that. But, you know, hey, speaking of that, someone who's going to really stay in WWE and content with WWE is Jinder Mahal. The former WWE champion re-signed with the company for five more years. Jinder joins a list of Michael Maria Kanellis and Mojo Rawley that's signed for additional 5 years. So Jinder Mahal is content and he's happy that he wants to stay in WWE, and he's not going, no signs of not going nowhere anytime soon. All right, speaking of someone who could be leaving WWE is Rusev. Rusev's contract is up in the coming weeks, and many people are speculating will he leave because he hasn't been on WWE television after WrestleMania. So could Rusev looking for a new, revigorating style, or do he wants to go and take his talents elsewhere? A lot of people saying that AEW and New Japan could be interested in him. So Rusev had those options on do he want to stay in WWE and join the likes of John Moxley, who left WWE and now who's in New Japan and about to go to AEW, about to flourish. So speaking of that, Booker T rips WWE star Matt Riddle, and you won't believe what? Take a look.
Yeah. They're going to be running literally at the same exact time.
Before you even go there, you know, I got to talk about something else. You know, and you know this real talk. This is real talk, and I know that everybody's going to pick it up and run with it, and that's by design. But I was listening to Matt Riddle talking about Goldberg. You know? Yeah. And I got a chance to watch Matt Riddle work. This guy needs a lot of work. You talking about somebody that needs to, work on their craft? This Matt Riddle, he needs to work on his craft, and that's coming from Booker T. Yeah, I wish Matt Riddle would come down to my school and get a first class one-on-one wrestling, one-on-one training. Before Matt Riddle started talking about anybody, Matt Riddle needs to work on his game, and he needs to work on it very, very hard. And that's coming from a Hall of Famer. That's coming from one of the best in the business. Now, Matt Riddle, he can say whatever he wants to say about Booker T. But I'm going to tell you right now, I was top 5. Top 5 in the world. I hovered somewhere in that top 5, echelon. You know what I mean? Was I number 1? I don't know. I can't answer that question, but I knew I was good. I knew I was real good. On some nights, I was perfect. Hey, Matt Riddle, work on your game, kid.
Wow, Booker T goes on his podcast and ripped Matt Riddle about Goldberg because Matt Riddle had that post about Goldberg, and we told you a couple weeks ago what happened. And now Booker T, in defense of Goldberg, his fellow WCW alum, and he's going after Matt Riddle, who is a fellow WWE alum, but under the NXT developmental system. So Matt Riddle might have a new enemy in the crosshair with Booker T. I'm not saying they're enemies, but new opposed to somebody like Goldberg and stuff like that. But speaking of Booker T, he appeared on the Impact Press Pass, and Booker T went and promoted his deal with Impact Wrestling about full Deep Impact, which was supposed to be a Impact exclusive on the Impact Plus. So Booker T, saying this.
Lock and key. What are some of the matches from your world, from the guys of Reality of Wrestling, your male and female athletes, that you kind of thought, oh, I'd love to see so-and-so go up against a Brian Cage, or this guy versus Michael Elgin, or Moose getting in the mix? Like, what were your initial thoughts?
Well, I've seen Moose out there, on the come-up scene for a long time. He's got a lot of talent. And I got this kid named Gino down here. He's a kid that's really, really coming up. And I say, man, get these two guys in the ring and, give the fans a dream match that they didn't even know that they wanted to see. A dream match that they didn't even know that was out there. Some entertainment that they're going to see from a very, very high level. I say, man, these two guys can go out there and rock it, as well as Brian Cage. He's a guy that's been on my radar for a long time as well. And I got another guy down here by the name of Ryan Davison. He just got back from Japan, getting ready to go back here pretty soon. He's been waiting for, I guess, about 7 or 8 years, man. He's just been working. He's just a soldier. And I say, man, Ryan in there, he's a bigger guy too, but he can move. He can move really, really well. I say, man, those two guys would match up very well. So I say, man, just the possibilities. First and foremost. And like I say, to let the world see something that they never thought that they was going to see. And then at the end of the day, they say, man, I can't wait to see more. That's my goal at the end of the day.
Booker T making rounds, making business moves. And he's going to be on Impact Plus. So Booker T trying to showcase his talent, his stars in the Reality of Wrestling up there with Impact to go against Impact's fighters. So, we'll see how this all turns about. Speaking of that, CM Punk files another lawsuit against Colt Cabana. Yeah, CM Punk files another lawsuit against Colt Cabana. It's like this is coming to stems of when CM Punk filed a lawsuit against WWE Doctor, and CM Punk won the case with Colt Cabana because they aired out the third lunge about CM Punk having a staph infection, and the doctor felt that was deemed unfair. And now CM Punk trying to sue Colt Cabana over court fees. And Colt Cabana said CM Punk promised him he was going to pay his court fees, but now Punk is counseling him. So it's all about court fees at the end of the day. It's civil. It's a civil court case. And we'll be watching closely on what's going to happen with that situation. Also, DirecTV drops the HD version of the Pursuit Network. So people who have satellite and you love Impact, Impact don't get that many views, but Pursuit Network dropping satellite TV. So it was a given. It was a given. Impact has not been happy with Pursuit being on the network. Impact trying to find a new TV home at the Pursuit Network didn't air Impact on their shows that much. They had a repeat of a previous episode, and now Impact and Pursuit has been at odds ever since. So, like I said, Impact might have to do this. Either go on YouTube or go on charge people on YouTube. That'd be the obvious. Do an Impact plan or something like that. So you can watch us on YouTube for such stuff like $2 or something like that. I'm telling you. I gave y'all some Impact. Use that. Pay. We can't give it for free, but hey, we'll give you. You pay us $2. You watch Impact on YouTube. I'm telling you, it'll work. It'll work. Then you got Twitch too. So, hey, to each his own. Well, hopefully the Impact Five network real soon. All right, Corey Graves shows a photo of himself kissing Carmella. Now, this is coming reports that Corey Graves and Carmella are now officially a couple. Corey Graves separated from his wife And we don't know if he's going to get a divorce from his wife. But this is a clear indication right here that Corey Graves and Carmella are out on the town trying to showcase their love for each other. USA Network announced that The Miz and Mrs. will get new episodes for its season 1. I thought they were still on season 2 by now, but still on season 1. Well, Miz and Mrs. will be back and be back in August for brand new episodes. That's one thing I like about Miz. He kind of showcases his life and shows the true realities and stuff that, you know, being a working father in the WWE and being a family man. So Miz is kind of like taking the ball and going up. So big up to the Miz on that. And finally, Jim Cornette blasted Sami Callihan over the MLW incident where Callihan was wrestling his supposed to be last match in MLW against Mance Warner, who I believe that they have a gold mine, Mance Warner. Now, don't be surprised if WWE or AEW gets Mance Warner and make him a big star, because he can kind of relate to average, normal, everyday people, blue-collar people, 9-to-5ers, you know, they call it, and try to relate to them and be like the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, that's not, he can't be Stone Cold, but he kind of has those elements like Stone Cold. But he won his match, and Mance Warner won the Loser League MLW match, forcing Sami Callihan to leave MLW for good. Callihan gone crazy before the match, spat at Jim Cornette, which Jim Cornette tried to fight him, and it was just chaos right there. And Callihan owes MLW almost $2,000 for permanent damages and stuff. So it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on with stuff like that. And additionally, too, we don't know, too, if Killer Cross, if he's done for good for MLW, from our Impact, or this is from now, because they did a storyline where Killer Cross tried to duck the Sandman, and Eddie Edwards found his mentor and tried to beat off Killer Cross and destroyed him. So we don't know if this is the end for Killer Cross, but Killer Cross is a great talent. They said WWE interested in him, and I don't know, AEW. I think you got to go AEW. And speaking of that too, Eli Drake keeps trolling fans on what his next move might be. He sent these posters right here, these like AEW, all Eli Drake wrestling, and then he put with the WWE logo, Eli Drake. You know, he's trolling people. We don't know where he's gonna go. I'm surprised he hadn't done it with he got more over here. So who knows where Eli Drake might land. But hey, Eli, look what they're doing at WWE with your fellow former TNA Impact colleague, EC3, Eric Young, Bobby Roode. They're not showcasing them. The only people they're showcasing more is AJ and Samoa Joe. So keep that in mind, Eli. If you want to go WWE, think about what you're doing, because you might not have that much creative freedom that you thought you had. And so I will tell you, hey, go to AEW, or AEW got the big deal with TNT. It's a big deal, but they're still on TV. So, like, or New Japan. So, make your rounds there. All right. That does it for Hot Topics. Thank you all once again for watching this week's episode of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long, and we'll see you next week for another edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.